At McNeely's Crossing near Colfax, a roadside store still sells the pecans this area is famous for. Kathy Littlepage is minding the family retail here, where the store is as much a museum as a working business. It's definitely a mix of the old and the new, with people coming from all over to get some of the best pecans in the world.
My favorite time is when people come in and they want to talk about a memory, like waiting for the school bus on the front porch, and there's black, white kids must have all caught the school bus here, either together or different buses.
Times have not always been easy. Recent hurricanes decimated the trees of Littlepage Farms, and they're still cleaning up from those hurricanes.
What you see behind me here is the results of a lot of hours of bulldozer, track hoe, and tractor work to get the orchard clean. You can't harvest pecans if you've got limbs and debris on the ground.
Kathy does have some help on the farm, good neighbors and reliable farm labor help. Plus, when she needs some advice, she can go right to her mom at her kitchen table.
We went to all the meetings, and Ben was twice president of the Federated Pecan Growers, and we were very active in the Louisiana pecan growers. And we just started going to the meetings and bringing back whatever we could to share with the other farmers.
Catherine is the widow of Ben Littlepage, who was a giant in the pecan industry, leading the Louisiana Farm Bureau Pecan Advisory Committee and a tireless advocate for his field on the state and national levels. Catherine was right there, too, forming an organization to help farmers and ag workers find jobs when agriculture had a major downturn in the mid-'80s. Through all that work, it's easy to see where Kathy got her inspiration.
So the Littlepages have integrated a lot of commodities together and have been able to function with them together, rotating pecans, pasture, row crop. I started working with Kathy a couple of years ago. She had a garden, she was wanting a high tunnel. We went through the EQIP program, built the high tunnel with her, got an irrigation system in it.
Keeping her family's legacy alive is vital for Kathy Littlepage. This will one day be a new orchard of pecan trees, providing the same quality for the next generation.
Between my mother's generation and my generation, which Title IX came about during my time in seeking jobs in agriculture, and then the next generation, there are very few barriers. So I want to encourage them to, grasp the bull by the horns, no pun intended. Let's, get you out there and get the help you need and encourage you so that you can be a viable part of the agriculture community.
Fortunately, you don't have to go to the Littlepage store to get their products, such as these delicious pecans, although it's definitely worth the trip. We'll link you over to their website at ours at twilatv.org. And Avery, you have to try these pecans. See, they gave me this bag, which was really generous.
So, yeah, very nice, and I see it was an $8 bag, so
right.
that's an $8 bribe is what I'm seeing that as. But I'm glad that you learned the lesson of bring something back from one of these shoots.
You know why I brought it back?
Why's that?
Because Kristen's not here.
That's evil. That's just wrong.
It is. I'm going to leave the rest of these for her, but you have to try these.
Yeah. So I do
they're
love
some
me
of the
some pecans.
sweetest pecans I've ever eaten. They're slightly roasted, and they're just, yeah, they're
Dude, that's
super
hitting.
good. Yeah, it's.
I'm going to be sounding like this the rest of the time I'm on the air. But
if they weren't available online, it would still be worth the trip to head out there and get them. They're sweet, aren't they?
They're sweet. The aroma is really good. I love to put like pecans in my oatmeal, and lots of places. Pecans go with everything.
Buy some, because the Littlepage is, it's just worth it to get there. And they said they had a particularly good crop, but they're good nonetheless.
You've been knowing the Littlepages for a long time.
A long time. And of course, early on I interviewed Ben, and in his, he was just such a generous, giving man. I mean, that person you see in those pictures is emblematic of who he was. He was just always willing to give interviews and talk about it. He was truly an ambassador for it, and it's just great to see that Kathy's continue that tradition, and they'll be making pecans there in Colfax for the time being.
Well, I appreciate you going out and getting that story for us and for the pecans. Sorry, Kristen, I'll eat them all. Thanks, Neil.